In a small town nestled at the edge of a dark forest, there was an old house that no one dared to approach. It had been abandoned for decades, its windows boarded up and vines creeping up its decaying walls. Children whispered about the strange sounds that could sometimes be heard in the dead of night. Faint cries, the scraping of nails on wood, and the eerie hum of a lullaby. One night, a curious young man named Thomas, eager to prove his courage, decided to venture inside. He arrived at the house just as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, twisted shadows over the yard. The door creaked open with a groan, as if the house itself was reluctant to let him in. Inside, dust and cobwebs covered every surface. The air was thick and musty, and the floorboards groaned with each step. But there was something more, something unsettling. The further Thomas went into the house, the colder it became, until his breath was visible in the dim light. He reached the staircase, and that's when he heard a soft, melodic hum, the same lullaby the children spoke of. At the top of the staircase, he found a door slightly ajar. The humming grew louder, the melody twisted and distorted. He pushed the door open, his heart pounding in his chest. Inside, he saw a rocking chair, slowly moving back and forth on its own, and in the chair sat a figure, a woman, pale and gaunt, her eyes hollow as if drained of life. "Come closer," she whispered, her voice rasped, like dry leaves scratching the ground. "I've been waiting." Thomas froze. His mind screamed for him to run, but his body refused to obey. The woman's bony hand reached out, fingers twitching. Suddenly, the air grew heavy, and the walls seemed to close in on him. The woman's lips curled into a wicked smile as her eyes locked onto his. "You're not the first to come," she murmured, "and you won't be the last." The last thing Thomas saw was her hand wrapping around his ankle, pulling him into the shadows. The next morning, the house was silent again, but the humming, faint but unmistakable, lingered in the air, calling to anyone foolish enough to listen.